note that Eber and I are here. Steve Elliott is not here because of the weather. The election of officers. I'm going to make a motion that the chair of the board be Eber, that Steve become the vice chair, and I will be the treasurer. And also we need to appoint the secretary for the Board of Supervisors, Bill Ladine. That's my motion.
I will second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. You're meeting now.
Ah.
All right, I'll see you.
All right, convention delegation certification. I will, who are we going to delegate to the Supervisors Convention in 2025?
You could make it me. Are we talking about
PSATs?
PSATs? Yeah,
PSATs.
I always do that.
All right, in that case, I make a motion that we appoint Mr. Van Banford as the voting delegate to the Pennsylvania State Supervisors Convention in 2025.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Treasurer's bond, I will make a motion that the Board of Supervisors set the amount of the treasurer's bond at $1 million and require that all other necessary personnel be bonded.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Appointment of appointments and reappointments. This board will approve or deny the following appointments. Appointment of Matthew J. Cream and Bernadette Hohenadel of Nicholas and Hohenadel as the Township Solicitor. Appointment of Fulton Bank as the Township Depository. Appointment of Lancaster County Treasurer's Office as Tax Collector to collect Lancaster Township municipal and county real estate taxes effective with the 2025 real estate taxes. Appointment of SEK CPAs and advisors to perform the 2024 audit. Appointment of Dwight Yoder of Gibble, Crable and Hess as solicitor to Lancaster Township Zoning Hearing Board, annual term expiring 12/31/2025. Reappointment of Terry J. Finger to the Lancaster Township Vacancy Board, annual term expiring 12/31/2025. Reappointment of John W. Metzger to Lancaster Township Zoning Hearing Board, a 3-year term expiring 12/31/2027. Reappointment of John C. Lacurdo to Lancaster Township Zoning Hearing Board, a 3-year term expiring 12/31/2027. Reappointment of Katie Stevens of Code Administrators as the Lancaster Township Building Code Inspector, annual term expiring 12/31/2025. Reappointment of Mark Daimler of Solanco Engineering Associates LLC as Lancaster Township Sewage Enforcement Officer, annual term expiring 12/31/2025. Reappointment of Doug Kopp of Arrow Consulting as the alternate Lancaster Township Sewage Enforcement Officer, annual term expiring 12/31/2025. Reappointment of Kathy Wasong and Ibrahim Lopez to the Lancaster County Community Development Block Grant Funds Steering Committee, annual term expiring 12/31/2025. Reappointment of Jason O'Malley as citizen representative to the Lancaster Recreation Commission for a 3-year term expiring 12/31/2027. Reappointment of Ritu as township engineer on an as-needed basis only by agreement for the year 2025, annual term expiring 12/31/2025. Appointment of me as representative to the Lancaster Area Sewer Authority for a 5-year term expiring 2029. That's my motion.
All right, I'll second that. All those in favor of all those appointments and reappointments, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? None.
Certifications. We're going to move to approve or deny the following certifications. I'd make a motion we approve certification that streets, highways in the township are considered one road district, and certify that the 2025 municipal meeting calendar was advertised as required and will be followed for meetings in 2025.
Second, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
And approvals. Resolution 2025-01, dispensing of payroll and payment of bills. I'd make a motion that we approve resolution 2025-01.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 2025 employee schedule of benefits. I'd make a motion that we adopt the 2025 employee schedule of benefits.
Second, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, in that case, we will adjourn the reorganization meeting and we'll open the regular meeting. Public comment on any of the agenda items listed here for tonight, which I don't see any before I vote on them. No, all right, cool. Secretary's report, any issues with?
Nope.
Treasurer's report.
We do not have a treasurer's report available at this time for December 2024.
Payment of bills.
Not yet, no.
Reports, Lafayette Fire Company, December 2024, we had 9 calls in Lancaster Township, Lancaster Township Fire Department.
Okay. So, in lieu of the new chief, you guys know we have a new appointees. My name's Chad Slover, I'm the deputy now. Justin Bryan is unavailable, but he'll be here in February. So I just wanted to report just very quickly. We had 40 calls in the month of December. We did have 1 active fire, 344 Abbeville. Approximate that at, I think it was 100 grand, $20,000 in contents. For the year, we ended up at about 498 to 500 calls. We are dealing with a new program right now, so the numbers are pretty good, but we're not 100% yet. I'm just going to throw that disclaimer out there, but they're pretty close. So we're working with the software company to ensure you guys have, exactly what you need. So that's pretty much it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we look forward to working 25.
Yes.
Police report, report not available. Recycling report, December 2024, 19.70% of the trash was recycled. Sewer reports, available on the township website. Printed copies of all reports are available in the township office for a nominal fee. They can be printed from the website. We'll now move into workshops. First up, Mr. Donnelly.
Good evening. Not a whole lot going on in the last month as far as planning commission, zoning hearing board. We didn't have meetings for December for either of those. There's, I believe, 1 item coming up for Lancaster Township Planning Commission this month, but a pretty minor. I believe it's a stormwater waiver. There was a house on Columbia Avenue that was operating, a residence that was operating as a business that we had an issue with, that we ended up shutting the business down because it wasn't properly, didn't meet codes as a business, so we shut that down and condemned it. Creekside South, last month I told you there was 1 apartment that they weren't able to get to. They have now completed it, so you hopefully will never hear me speak of Creekside South as regarding the electrical system that we were dealing with the last year. Kensington Club, the fire building that was back over the summer, I forget what month it was, that has been issued a demolition permit, is actually already down. So that's being wrapped up, and then they will submit for building permits there. I forgot to mention Creekside South, they also obtained a building permit to repair their fire building from last, I think it was March, April. As you heard mentioned, the fire department responded to Abbeville Road. We did as well, and condemned that building. There's some pretty significant damage. I don't believe it's going to take too much to get it back up, but there's some pretty significant damage. As you heard, there's a vacancy on the Planning Commission. Tom McDermott has not reapplied or asked to be reappointed. So he is wrapping up his tenure here. So we thank him for his service over the years. And we will also be working to set up a process to get a replacement. I hope that maybe this week we'll put something out on social media and the website regarding asking for volunteers for that, and then go through a process to vet them and pick someone to fill that vacancy. And last, over the weekend, I know this is January, but 501, 503 Southwest End Avenue had a fire. And both of those buildings had to be condemned as well. There's some pretty significant structure damage to mainly the roof, third floor areas of that building. So I have for you.
Thank you. Township engineer, Mr. Weber, is not here. Public Works, Mr. Gruff.
All right, I don't have a whole lot for you this week. Leaf collection has ended. Steve's not here, we'll give him some trouble about the snow today. But we in the month of December, we did have one winter event there on Christmas Eve that we attended to. Prior to that, we had our winter safety meeting, which was great. Got the guys out with the contractor crews, went over safety for the winter process, and then we were able to do some dry runs with some of the new guys, and everyone was able to run their routes, which helped out tremendously today, as we were able to get through that process pretty quickly. We worked pretty steadily last month on the police station next door, footers dug for the Sally Port, which you've seen is up, and got the new water service in for the building, and then just continuing to work with UGI and other contractors for upcoming projects in our roads. Unless you guys have any questions.
Kudos to you and your crew for doing a good job with cleaning the streets here on this snowy day, snowy January.
Yes.
Thank you. Police Chief Getz.
Obviously, everyone knows we went live on 12/31. Kind of leading up to that a little bit in December, we had the swearing in on 12/16, which you guys were there and were aware of. We conducted some ride-alongs the week of 12/23 to 12/27 with Mannheim officers, which was a great benefit for the officers to get a little insight. All the officers received full certification from MOPEC. You know, some of those things required CPR and first aid updates, which we had a class here, range qualifications. A couple of them had some mandatory in-service training they had to get up to speed on. Some things that MOPEC requires, but they're all certified, they're all assigned to here, they're all legally police officers for Lancaster Township. And we went live 12/31. Again, we've gotten great feedback from citizens in the township, according to the guys that are out there handling the calls. A couple technical issues have arisen that kind of expected. We're working through them with Justin from AppTech, but really small issues. You know, nothing that wouldn't be expected. They're getting used to the records management system. It'll be a little bit learning process because only a few of them used Cody systems before. Several of them use Trax, which documents the crashes and issues citations. So that hasn't been an issue. So really, it's just been some small VPN connectivity issues that have come up. I'm right now in the process of setting up Crime Watch, which will give us some exposure to the community, some more able to put out news releases, basically give some information about ourselves, the police department. So that'll be a nice little community thing that it'll kind of be like our web page. It's got done through a third party. Some small items are coming up that still need to be purchased, just kind of present themselves as they've come along. Just some of the stuff that I didn't think of kind of went in the bigger picture mode, now some of the smaller stuff, but it's been a great start. Been happy, so nothing to complain about at this point. So we've been successful. It's about 1 week. We survived so far, so.
Glad to hear that. Thank you, Chief. Township Manager, Mr. Lawdy.
A few things I'll be bringing for your consideration next month, a modification to the solicitation ordinance. The solicitation ordinances are constantly being challenged. Case law dictates what we can do and not do. We've been notified by a law firm out of Texas that ours is out of compliance with current case law, so Matt Cream has provided some changes to put us back in alignment. I'll have that for you to take first peek at in the February meeting, and then we'll look to take action on that in March or April. With police up and running, it's freed me up to start paying a little more attention to a few other things. I've reached out to the folks who are interested in serving in our tree review group. We should have some meetings scheduled here before too long, and we'll get started there. I've also been able to give a little more energy to the concerns along River Road. I think I should be able to have some preliminary information to you on as early as February, but more likely in March. And we'll look to make some improvements in that corridor by Easter. And that's kind of our self-imposed goal. And the last thing is, you've received some information. We've had some significant changes, and as the deputy chief mentioned, some significant changes to the leadership of the fire department. That's both at the board level as well as on the operations side. So I'm going to reach out and spend some time with leadership over there. Very excited about a lot of new faces, and we're in a new building, and I'm looking to continue to cultivate that relationship. So that's what January's going to look like.
Great, thank you. All right, announcements, Monday, January 6th.
Oh, that's my last thing, is we didn't have the executive session in advance of this meeting, so we'll either need to do it at conclusion of the business or in between. I prefer to have an executive session at the conclusion of the business.
All right. Guess we'll have an executive meeting at the conclusion.
And that's for the consideration of the purchase or lease of property.
So we'll have an executive session for the consideration of the purchase or lease of real property after this. Tuesday, January 7th is the, at 5:30 is the annual Board of Auditors annual meeting here at 1240 Maple Ave. It's tomorrow. Saturday, January 11th, free curbside collection of real Christmas trees takes place township-wide on one day only. All decorations should be removed and no tree bags. If you miss this collection day, trees will require a $4 service tag. Artificial trees require a $4 service tag. Monday, January 20th is Martin Luther King Day. Township offices are closed. Tuesday, January 21st at 7 is the Planning Commission meeting here at 1240 Maple Ave. Tuesday, January 28th at 7 is the Zoning Hearing Board meeting here at 1240 Maple Ave. Monday, February 3rd, 2025 at 6:30 p.m. is the Historical Commission meeting here at 1240 Maple Ave. Tuesday, February 10th at 6 p.m. is our next Board of Supervisors meeting here at 1240 Maple Ave. There is no old business items for January 2025, and there are no action items for this month, as well as there's no new business for this month. Guest recognition and participation. Thank you. Actually, before you get up, Nick, we're gonna pilot something here in the new year with regards to public comment. We're gonna ask that folks step up to the podium
I can do that
instead of
instead of hiding behind.
yeah, instead of hiding behind your seats.
Yeah. Okay. That's
So-
all. Is there anything else?
That's it.
Dances?
Nope. Go ahead. Take the podium.
Okay. I just had two questions on the reports. My name is Nick Selch with Lind Avenue. I noticed that there are two condemned buildings on Columbia Avenue. I don't know if that's the ones you were referring to.
Yes.
That are unoccupied at this time. Okay. I had a feeling, but I wanted clarification on that. And then I'd also had requested that we repaint the lines going across Columbia Avenue on the pedestrian crossing. It's been a long time since it's been repaved. We've talked about it on the phone, and I just hope that we could move ahead because you know, it's a hazard walking across at the crosswalk between you know, the new school and crossing over to Turkey Hill and Dominions there.
Yep.
And, you know, it had been there for years, marked in both directions with signs. Now there's only one sign left, so.
So we did get a quote for that.
Oh.
It's pretty expensive.
Really?
We're hoping that Eastern Alliance or the new school will contribute to the project. That crosswalk originally was set up as part of the land development project for the development and use of that building, which is in the city.
Oh, okay.
It goes across the PennDOT right away in
Yeah.
Lancaster Township. So we're willing to share
Mhm.
in, I think it was about $9,000.
Wow.
So we're willing to contribute toward the effort, but it's not a burden we should bear alone. So
Okay.
we can't do the painting until the weather gets warmer anyway. So
Right.
I'm going to try to see what other funds we can get from those folks, and we'll look to make that improvement.
Okay. Yeah. Just living in the neighborhood, it's a very useful way to get across Columbia Avenue. And,
It's a long way between intersections.
yeah. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Public comment? All right, hearing none, guess we'll adjourn.
Oh, before you want to.
Before I do that, we're gonna go into executive session.
Thank you, sorry. And then we're going to come out and adjourn, right?
And then we're gonna come out and adjourn the meeting.
Have to stick around.